now request the keynote author of the evening to be on the stage, please.
I remember when I walked into this Chesapeake house, which Nanda mentions, I was exasperated because I wondered how anything could be delivered in as dirty an office as it was. And within a month, I realized not much happened in the Ministry of Labour. And I tried to understand as to why it didn't happen. And I came to the following conclusion. We were all in labour, and by definition, we couldn't deliver. Because if we delivered, we'll be out of labour. So we were perpetually paid doing nothing. And what we used to do was to hold tripartite discussions with the entrepreneurs, the labour unions, and ourselves, sitting for days together to find solutions to the problems of labour. And in the month of May, that is this month, it used to become so hot in Delhi that 25 of us used to travel to Geneva to find solutions to the labour problems of this country. And we didn't find them. We didn't find them because if we found them next year, we would go to Geneva to find solutions. So that was my understanding of what I saw in the Labour Ministry. I wondered how or why such ministries exist. I came to a similar conclusion later when I became Home Secretary. I remember when I was posted as Home Secretary, I didn't know a hang about the ministry at all. So I asked a friend of mine, "Yaar, ye batao, Home Secretary kaisa hai?" So instead of answering my question, he said, "Thanks, Abhasapur, dekhiye kya?" So that was my exposure to the whole ministry. The good news was that it had, the scene had become so bad that it couldn't become worse. So anything that I did, I could walk away with the credit. I was fortunate to have an absolutely outstanding team. I was lucky throughout my career of 38 years to work with such officers who I was proud of. So I did most of the talking, and I enjoy talking even now. They did all the work. So this team, this brilliant team that I had in the whole ministry, they managed to set up everything. Coal block auctions were pretty smooth. Coal production increased, and starting with almost 24/7 in coal ministry, after 2 years I found that I had only 45 minutes of work. We had digitized everything. There was no discussion left with the secretary. So I went to the PMO and asked them to enter the ministry and attach it to Mines Ministry. That was the original mandate. They did not take me very seriously. So after 2 months I went again and I said, "Sir, let's go wind up kar diye, and I have to create some trouble to justify my existence." So since I was on the verge of creating some trouble, they were looking for the most uneducated, illiterate civil servant in the country to head the school education department. So I was posted as the school education secretary. I had absolutely no idea whatsoever about education. I had been educated long, long ago, and I had lost all my moorings. But in a month time, someone asked me, "Yaar, kaisa lag raha hai education ministry?" Coal mein to mining was underground and the mafia was overground. In education, it's the other way around. All the mafias are underground, eating into the essentials of the society, destroying it together. It was an amazing experience of 2 years in the school education ministry. In fact, the original idea of writing this book was to write only about Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. That's how it started. But my subsequent assignments were such that I could not but write about those assignments, whether it was coal, whether it was in the cabinet secretariat, or whether it was school education secretariat. And in the first month, there were so many advisors who came down to tell me what should happen to education because they wanted to teach me. They found that I was illiterate. And in any case, there's no dearth of advisors in the country. In UP, we call them Rai Sahib. They give you the Rai, leave the Rai ka lalla with you, and then walk off. You don't know what to do with that Rai. So anyway, there were many advisors who came to me and told me, "Ye karo, wo karo, wo karo." And quite a few of them told me, "Sir, you must go to England, Finland, Holland, Scotland, New Zealand, even Swaziland to find solutions to the problems of this country." So I asked the gentleman, "Yaar, ye batao, homeland dekha hai, motherland dekha hai?" Bole, "Sir, nahi milega solution." So I decided I'll go around the country. So there are few chapters about my journey to various areas. I'll only narrate one. Because when I traveled to these 24 states, the first 3 months of my existence as school education secretary, normally secretaries don't travel so much because the rooms here are very, very comfortable. Very comfortable rooms of secretaries. Yeah? They don't travel much. I had this bad habit, and I had cultivated this bad habit of going around and finding out what exactly is the cause of the problems that we have. So I traveled to these 24 states, and when I say 24 states, they were not the state headquarters only. I traveled to Bastar, Sukma, traveled from Pune to Goa, dropping down on the way, traveled from Srinagar to Leh, not taking the national highway, going deep inside the mountains, to understand the ground reality about education. And what I found was absolutely amazing. There were solutions to the problem of education available in this country. So we picked up those 110 models which I found, called them over to Delhi over 8 days, and tried to understand from them what they were doing, selected 24 out of them and went back to the states and told them, this will work. This will work because these models are working in the objective conditions of this country. They're not being imported. You don't have to have a proof of concept, it's there. And one example I must give you. I remember having walked into a school, a government primary school, about 120 kilometers north of Thane, in a place called Pastepada. It's a tribal village, where I was told there was no electricity. So when I walked into the school and walked into a classroom, I found that every child had a tablet. I was a bit surprised. I asked the teacher, Sandeep Gund, yaar ye tablet ke liye bijli kahan se aati hai? So he took me around, showed me foldable solar panels through which he was charging the batteries, and through batteries he was charging these tablets. But then the next question was, yaar ye batao, itni dur mein, ye tablets tumhe kahan se mil gaya, kisne de diye tumhe? Then he narrated his story. He said that when he came to the school, there were about 40 children of all classes, half of them coming, half of them not coming. So he had a second-hand laptop. So he used to play these educational videos. So the children started taking interest in those videos. So after about 2 months, about 20 parents came to the school asking him, कि पहले बच्चे स्कूल नहीं जाना चाहते थे, अब ये भागते हैं स्कूल, आपने क्या किया? Then he explained to them, and when he found that these parents were interested in what he was doing, he requested them. He requested them कि आप लोग 500-500 रुपए दे दीजिए, तो हम 2 टैबलेट ले आएंगे, इसके साथ अटैच कर देंगे, तो हम 3 ग्रुप बना लेंगे. So they readily gave him the money. He set it up. In the meanwhile, some NGOs and CSR funding agencies, they got to know of the passion of this man. You know, this book is all about passion. The book portrays the troubles, the problems that a civil servant faces. You know, it's very easy to have an idea, but for an idea to fructify and sustain in this country, it has to be politically acceptable, socially desirable, technologically feasible, financially viable, administratively doable, and judicially tenable. And this is not all. There are 5 C's after you. There's CBI, CVC, CAG, CIC, and courts. No one will say anything if you don't do anything. The problem arises if you try and do something. That's the problem. But my take in this book is, irrespective of these 5 C's, irrespective of these 6 aspects that I said, if a civil servant so desires, he can make things happen. Because I witnessed myself, so many civil servants doing such phenomenal work, it doesn't get to be known. So let me go back to my story. So when he told me that CSR funding agency came, they found this passion of the school teacher and they funded these tablets. Around which time I had visited the school. So I took a photograph with the teacher, Sandeep Gund, and tweeted it. I use social media quite a lot. Suddenly he became a local hero. So 15, 16 schools around the place started visiting the school like a pilgrimage and started replicating this. In the meanwhile, I met the President of India, Mr. Kovind, had just taken over as President, in a different context. And I mentioned to him this, that there is this fantastic teacher doing this fantastic work. Will you like to meet him? He said, yes, bring him over. So I got him over. He met the President. A photograph was taken, it was tweeted. Suddenly he became a national hero. Now, what was the impact of this? Consequent of all this, the Pastepada model has today been replicated in 60,000 schools of Maharashtra. And not a single penny from the government. 354 crores raised from cloud sourcing. But the icing on the cake was different. I was traveling to Gujarat interior area, and I was visiting a school. A teacher came up to me, he said, Sir, mere school jarur chaliye. I said, Kyun? Sir, maine Sandeep Gund se zyada acha kaam kiya hai. I think that's it. You know, as I said, one did face a lot of problems in the service. It was my father's wish that he wanted me to become an IAS officer. But having traveled this journey, if I were to be born again, that's my last chapter, I'd like to be an IAS officer all over again. For the simple reason, I think there's no better service in the world if you want to do nothing. And there's no better service in the world if you want to do everything. This is the spectrum you have. I was jokingly, this is not there in the book, but I was jokingly telling somebody, you know, this is the only service which enables an efficient IAS officer to become secretary, but this is the only service which enables an inefficient IAS officer to become cabinet secretary. So, it's your choice, your call. Anything is possible in the service. Where is that potential available?
So I have tried to put my thoughts in this book. I thoroughly enjoyed my service. I thoroughly enjoyed writing it. Though my publisher was initially a bit apprehensive. He said, "Sir, ऐसे तो memoir लिखा नहीं जाता. आपने तो भाषा ऐसे लिखी है जैसे बात कर रहे हो किसी से." But I tried to do that. It's more of a conversation with the reader, trying to tell him the travails and tribulations of a civil servant and the journey that one has traversed. I have enjoyed writing it. I hope those of you that find time to read it will also enjoy it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mohit, for inviting me here.